What's up? This is your girl Whitney coming back to you with another video. Now, before I start, how was you guys' day? I hope you guys had a great day. I had a semi-productive day. No, I had a shit day, not even sure lie. I tried to edit a video. I did another video on the Black Widow series, and for some reason the entire freaking video deleted off my phone. So yeah, now I have to redo that video. But this one was next on my list, so I digress. Let's go. Now, today we're going to actually do a little bit of traveling. We're going to go to Australia, to the down under. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I had 2 cups of coffee earlier. I'm sorry. Just sorry if I'm overly hyping this video. Now, this is a disclaimer. And this disclaimer is basically if you are triggered by child abuse, child murder, or anything of the such, or dismemberment, please click on another video. I'm pretty sure I have one that doesn't involve dismemberment. But if you are triggered by that, I'm so sorry. And I will try to leave, because it's a lot of gruesome details in this particular story. So I will probably try to leave some of it out, but just use only parts of it, if that makes sense. Now, that being said, let's get it. Now, this is a story about a man named John Miles Sharpe. Now, John was born, he is from Australia. Now, he was born February 28th, 1967 in Mornington, Australia, and he basically grew up there. Now, I couldn't find too much about his childhood for some reason. Like, the most of the articles really did not mention his childhood for some reason. I don't know why. Now, Sharpe met his wife, who was originally from New Zealand. She was born in New Zealand, and most of her family, from what I could find, actually still lives in New Zealand till today and at the time of this crime. Now, they met because they both worked for Commonwealth Bank of Australia. Apparently, it is a big... Sorry, that was just a... Apparently, this is like a... It's a multinational bank that basically goes from like New Zealand, Asia, I think, to the United States and to the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, leave it in the comments and correct me. Now, they married October of 1994. Now, this is where it is interesting to me. Now, they lived together. That's when they started to live together. Or after they got married, which don't you do when you get whatever. But anyway, they basically moved I couldn't find the exact reason why they kept moving so much, but they kept moving around the Mornington Peninsula. It's south of Melbourne. Now, if anyone who has any clues of why. Now, in August of 2002, they welcomed their first daughter by the name of Gracie. She was a beautiful little girl. Now, Gracie was born with a condition. It is called hip dysplasia. Now, and if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm so sorry. Hip dysplasia is mainly in babies, to where it's where there is an abnormality in the hip joint, to where it doesn't fully cover the ball portion of our hips, and it results in really a risk of dislocation of your joints, and apparently it hurts. You can either get dysplasia either later on in life as you grow older or from birth. It's one of the two. Now apparently it hurts a lot. Apparently, it really hurts a lot. Now, she started to require treatment because of it, because everything she did basically hurt. Now, for the first 3 months of her life, she did have to have a harness on her. She did have to wear a harness, like, I believe 24 hours a day. Now, because of this, and because she's a baby, she can't tell you that it hurts, like verbally tell you it hurts. Now, because of this, she had very much difficult sleeping. And because of this, she cried a hell of a lot. I guess poor baby was just in so much pain. Now, because of this, it placed a lot of strain on their marriage. And I do mean a lot of strain on their marriage. Now, it was just hell for them, apparently. More so for the husband. Now, because of this, even after the harness was removed from Gracie, she still had trouble eating and sleeping. She still had that difficulty. And at that point, now, because of this, Anna had to seek professional help because she physically could not do it anymore by herself, which is understandable. Now, this is where everything to me started to, I guess, a downfall in their marriage. Now, in 2003, John decided, you know what? I'm going to the sports store and I'm going to get me a high-powered spear gun. Now, if you don't know what a spear gun is, spear guns are mainly used for spear fishing. It's basically fishing, instead of with a pole, it's just with a stick that you shoot at the fish. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't. Now, the thing that people found strange with this, that in the town that knew him, was he never, ever before this actually had any interest in spearfishing. But I guess, like some people, I guess thought, well, hey, he developed a liking for it. It is what it is. Now, to me, what was alarming was he practiced a lot at home. Like, he didn't go to like a pier or a beach or anything. Like, he practiced a lot at home in their own backyard, I guess, to get familiar with it. Now, later that year, later in 2003, him and his wife bought a new home. And I'm not going to give the address because it does, most of the articles do give the address, but I don't think I want to give the address because someone may live there now, and I don't think they would want their address associated with this. And plus, I'm not trying to get sued. Just not trying to. Now, in November of 2003, Gracie was about 15, 16 months old. And that's when, unfortunately, Anna became pregnant again. Now, this apparently pissed John off. Like, it pissed him off. He was like, fuck. He literally told police investigators he started to hate Anna because of this. When Anna told him that she was pregnant, he basically started to hate her because he did not want more children. He felt that Gracie was already a burden on him. So why would he want to add a second one? Which I don't feel kids are burdens. I just don't. If you, this is my thing. If you feel that your family is a burden, I would rather you leave and just fucking divorce. Common sense, just leave. This is my advice to y'all. If you don't like your significant other, leave. Just deal with the divorce. Just deal with it. I don't know what goes through. You know what? Come back. Okay. Now, we're going to fast forward a little bit, a year. Now, on March 21st of 2004, John, Anna, and Gracie basically took a trip and attended their nephew's birthday party. Now, when family members and friends were interviewed, they were like, there was no tension between them. Like, we know them. There was no tension. There was no animosity, no nothing between them. So we're not sure why it's even like that. I do not like this iPhone right now. But anyway, it's like, it was like, no. Because even the family at this point couldn't believe it. So on the morning of March 23rd, well, on the night of March 23rd, John and his wife, they began to heavily argue. It's unclear of what they actually argued about. Some articles say they argued about the baby, John's drinking, and apparently this was speculated that he abused Gracie sexually. I'm sorry. And at this point, it was just allegedly. I'm sorry. Now, because of this, John said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to sleep on the sofa. Now, the thing was, he really didn't go sleep on the sofa. John actually went outside to his garage, retrieved his spear gun, and shot Anna twice. The first time he missed by, I think, the police report said like about a few centimeters next to her temple. He shot again, and now when he noticed that he missed, he noticed she was still breathing, and apparently she didn't wake up or something, but he shot again, and this time it landed straight in her head, killing her. He then covered the body with towels and blankets and went downstairs and slept on the sofa bed. Okay. Now, this is besides being fucked up, it just kind of shows you how much he really didn't care. Now, remember, Anna's also pregnant at this time. Now, the next day, this man got up. He got up a little bit earlier, removed the spears from Anna's head, but he failed to remove a part of it. So it was like the shaft part of it he could only remove, so he had to like unscrew it. Now, after that, he basically proceeds to be a dad. Just went about his day. Just willy-fucking-nilly went about his day. He actually got Grace, got her dressed for school, dropped her off, and picked her up from her daycare. So, we not going to talk about the dead body in the back? We not going to do that? Okay. Now, he later lied to it was reported that he lied to a TV repairman who had came to fix their TVs in the house. Now, he lied to him and said that everything's working, but he couldn't go in the bedroom because apparently his wife was still in the bedroom. Now, while I guess Gracie was playing or something, he actually buried his wife in a very shallow grave in their backyard. Now, it is said that like maybe a day or so after his wife died, he actually went back to the sporting goods store to get more spears, but this time he took Gracie with him. Yeah, this man took, whatever. Now, sadly, on March 27th, 2004, he put his daughter to bed. He kissed her goodnight. He went downstairs, and apparently he had to take several drinks of a whiskey and coke in order to calm his nerves and numb his senses. Now, he retrieved the spear gun. and drove it into her skull. Now, the first shot apparently did not kill Gracie. It was reported that he said that the first shot did not kill her. So he basically left her there while she was screaming. Now, this is the part of the case that kind of bothered me. No one heard this, y'all. Like, is y'all house like soundproof? Because like, I know where I stay. If I scream, I guarantee you 2 of my neighbors in this apartment complex go come knock on my damn door. So nobody heard this child screaming. But anyway, now he finally fired 2 more shots, the third actually killing her. Now, he basically did the same thing as his wife. He covered her up and left her there. Now, the next morning, when he went to, I guess, retrieve the spears from his daughter, he said he actually had to cover her face and his face so he would not be able to look directly at her. Because I guess the next morning he started feeling it. So he didn't want to see her body, I guess, to feel it. Now, he then wrapped her body up, just like he did the mother, and he dumped her at the Mornington refuse transfer station. I guess it's like a landfill there in Australia. If you know, leave it down in the comments. Now, at this point, he discarded the spear gun, the spears, and Gracie's clothes and toys. Just why. Now, on March 29, 2004, he decided to go to Bunnings Warehouse. Is basically like a hardware store in Australia. It's in a town called Frankston, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, please leave it in comments and let me know. Now, there he purchased he purchased a chainsaw, 2 tarps, chainsaw, a hammer, and a few other supplies. Now, why he purchased this? Many people, to me, when you go in hardware stores and things like that, I'm sorry, there's certain times that clerks need to be like, you know what, hold up. Why? Now, the following day on March 30th, he basically dug up his wife and cut her up into 3 pieces. He then basically wrapped her up in the tarp. And again, she's pregnant. He wrapped her up and basically put her in the collection bins at the transfer station. Now, this is where you know he knew what he was doing. He was fully aware of what he did. That same day after he had disposed of his wife's body, he basically he signed into Anna's email account. He emailed her mother and her family that was in New Zealand, telling them that she's okay, she's alive and well, she's just taking some time right now. Now, the thing is, instead of this offering comfort to the family, this was alarming to her mother. I guess he didn't word it in the same way she would word emails or text messages. And the mother was like, you know what? Nah, something not right. See, you know what I noticed? Mother's tuition is a bitch. When mamas, especially them old school mamas, when they have that feeling, it's rare they're ever wrong. And I've learned that through the years. It's like, mother's tuition is a bitch. Now, I'm sorry for getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. Now, because of this, the mother contacted the police in New Zealand and told them, bruh, something's not right. Now, the police actually called him and called John and asked him, where's your wife, bro? Just where's your wife so we can do a wellness check. He basically told the cops that his wife took their daughter and moved to the suburbs of Chelsea, and he then denied any involvement in her disappearance. So you just let your wife up and move with your daughter, and you didn't do shit? Oh, okay. Not my business. We go move on. Now, what even furthered the family's, I guess, suspicion of him was that he sent flowers to his mother-in-law on her birthday, and apparently that's not something Anna would have done, apparently. Now, on May 20th of 2004, New Zealand police requested, because they were getting so much, I guess, concern from the family, they contacted Victoria's police and asked them to look into the disappearance of Anna and Gracie. Now, that same day that this happened, the police from Mornington went to his home and spoke to John. And they basically asked him, like, say, bro, where your wife at? Like, just where your wife? He apparently denied everything, denied knowing where she was, and yada, yada. Now, on June 10th, a whole month later, well, almost a month later, he was interviewed again by police. Now, but at this time, he heavily maintained this story that he had no idea where Anna was. Nah, I don't know where she at, bro. She left. He kept that same energy. He kept it. Now, the thing was, on June 22nd, 12 days later, the police arrested Sharpe at this point, because even the police had suspicions that he knew something that he was not saying. He knew where Anna was. He knew it. Now, they interviewed him twice on June 22nd. Now, the first time they interviewed again, he still maintained this idea he did not know where Anna was. He maintained it. I mean, he was strong. He didn't know where she was. Now, the second interview is where shit popped off. Apparently, he talked to somebody in his family, and his family was like, bruh, if you did it, just fucking admit it, bruh. Just admit it. Now, for the second interview, after he talked to his family, he admitted to the murders. Now, when the police asked him, this has got to be the dumbest fucking answer I've ever heard from a killer in my life. Now, when the police asked him why he killed Anna, he basically said she was controlling and moody. She's fucking pregnant. She's hormonal. Of course she's going to be fucking moody. We are all moody when we're pregnant. That's a part of our hormone imbalance, you dick. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Whitney, you got a man impartial. My bad. Now, also said that he was unhappy in his marriage and that Anna was unhappy. Fucking divorce. But anyway, he also told the police that he actually was thinking about taking care of Gracie himself. Because the police asked him, well, why did you kill Gracie? He was like, I was going to take care of Gracie by myself. But then in amongst the madness of it all, he just lost it. I guess his conscience just started to eat at him at this point. Now, when his family was interviewed, his family said they believe that he killed Anna because Anna discovered his abuse of Gracie. Now, another thing was that his family also told police that John had a history of sexually abusing children. Now, this goes back to me as pissed me off because as a family, I understand. Don't you think y'all should have told Anna this shit? Like, I'm sorry. There are sometimes, yes, I am heavily for my family not getting in my business, but at something as serious, why not tell us when y'all met, my brother has a history of sexual abuse. Let this give this woman time to run. Just give her time to run. Now, for 3 weeks, because at this point he would not tell him. He wouldn't even tell him. Well, he told them. He finally, I think, like after a week of them interviewing him, whatever, he finally told them where the bodies was. Now, just because they knew where the bodies was doesn't necessarily mean they were able to find them then. It took them literally 3 weeks, almost a month in this landfill to find the bodies. Fortunately, they did find them. Now, he was convicted. I'm sorry, there was no way around it. He appeared in the Supreme Court of Victoria, where he was tried, processed, and arraigned and pleaded guilty to the murders. Now, on August 5th, 2005, the court sentenced him to 2 consecutive life terms. That basically means you not getting the hell out. To me, that's what that means. Now, the thing was, the court also told him he was not eligible for parole for 33 years. Now, I don't think his ass should get parole fucking period, but hey, that's me. Not my business, so we gonna move on to the next. Now, fortunately, Anna's family was able to get them back, and they buried them in New Zealand, where Anna was born. They buried her and Gracie there, and they didn't even put Anna's name as Anna Sharpe or Gracie Sharpe. They actually gave both of them Anna's maiden name, which was Kemp. Now, while John was in prison, and it's not funny, God forgive me, he actually is in protective custody because of the nature of his crimes. And y'all know as well as I do, prisoners hear every fucking thing. Like, they hear every goddamn thing. How y'all locked up and y'all know more about the outside world than most people in the outside world is beyond me. But hey, they had to put him in protective custody because when he got there, they threatened the hell out of him. And apparently he was beat a couple of times before they put him in protective custody. Now, the media coverage on this story was basically, I believe, I'm not sure if it was nationwide. Well, it wasn't. Of course, it was nationwide. But to say, like, nationally, like other places, I'm not too sure, and I couldn't really find it. Now, everything from the appeals to the confession, the search, the body recovery, the trial were all major news in Australia. And it even got to the point, because Anna was a New Zealand-born woman, it was actually started to be covered in New Zealand also. Now, excuse me, it garnered a lot of attention because it was, first of all, it was a double murder, and because it was something that most people didn't hear of. And now New Zealand police, they were floored. So was Australia's police with this case. Now, the thing is, like I said, it garnered a lot of media attention. It did. It garnered so much attention to where in 2005, I believe, it was actually the focus, an entire episode was dedicated to these murders, called Crime Investigation Australia. And the first episode, like I said, was based on them. He was actually dubbed by the media in New Zealand as the Mornington Monster, which is so fucking fitting. Now, they basically, in this show, like any of them crime TV shows, we all watch them, it's like basically reenactments. Now, the second thing is, in 2005, there was also an excerpt about this murder in a book called 12 True Crimes That Shocked Australia by a man named Paul Anderson. Now, he wrote, like I said, 12 different true crimes, and this was one of them. And in the book, he says he basically destructs the most intriguing and horrendous crime cases. Now, and then in 2008, his confession was actually highlighted in a book called Criminal Profiling, An Introduction to Behavioral Evidence Analysts. Excuse me, by a man named Brent Turvey, I believe. 2009. The case was then reviewed by 60 Minutes, called Unmasking the Truth, where about how human lie detectors unmask killers. And then it was also had a section in a book called Why Did They Do It? Inside the Mind of Australia's Most Unlikely Killers. Now, it actually... Hi, honey. Now, it actually involves the psychology of his behavior. Apparently, he has avoidant personality disorder. Now, this disorder is classified as a cluster C personality disorder, as the name suggests. It's the main coping mechanism of those who they fear stimuli. Now, my final thoughts. The bastard was crazy, point blank, period. He knew what he was doing. Well, he wasn't crazy in that sense. He knew what the hell he was doing. He knew, he physically and mentally knew what he was doing. And my thing is, again, it goes back to the beginning. If you are fucking unhappy, divorce. Just fucking divorce her. Leave. It's not that hard. Why did you have to take the life of not only your 20-month-old daughter, your pregnant wife, and your son? They were supposed to name him Francis. Just leave. And honestly, with him being in protective custody, I probably wouldn't. You know what? Stop it, Whitney. No, that's wrong. That's bad. No. But anyway, that is the end of today's story. I'm so sorry for him in the background. I'm so sorry.
What's going on here? What the fuck did I walk
I'm sorry, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed today's story, and if you did, give it
that dark shit, man. And I hope you leave this in the video.
No, I'm not. Give this a thumbs up and a like. You know what y'all gotta do. Y'all gotta stroke that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments of what story you guys want to hear next.
Another story? Another story?
Till next time. I'm so sorry. Till next time, because this is not funny. It's not funny. I'm just laughing at his special self. Till next time, I hope you guys have a great day. And I love you. Love you.